Okay, so I promised that we would get into some positive Vancouver Canucks stuff in this video. The past few weeks worth of programming in terms of Vancouver Canucks related content has all been negative. Aside from the Fast Five conversation a few days ago when the Canucks smoked the Anaheim Ducks, and aside from the odd Tom Willander update as to whether or not he'll sign with Vancouver, which at this point doesn't look like it's going to happen in the next little while, aside from those conversations, we haven't really had anything positive to talk about, especially with the last video being one of the more embarrassing topics we have had to discuss as Canucks fans here. But today, I wanted to shift the narrative a little bit, because while it is true that the Vancouver Canucks had a disappointing 2024-2025, there still were some good things to talk about. And I wanted to highlight all this before the season comes to an end in a few weeks here, and it all comes to us in the form of a post made on the Our Canucks sub from earlier this morning. Proud Canucks fan Jerry J.J. Lou goes out there and says, "There have been a lot of positives this season for the Vancouver Canucks. Honestly, I think all fans should be proud of this season, even if we miss this postseason." Okay, so we're going to start out with that. Firstly, I will say, disappointment is one thing, pride is another. I'm not necessarily too sure if many Canucks fans are proud of the year, but this user certainly is, and he's saying that they should all feel proud. So let's dive into why. Quinn Hughes broke the Canucks record for assists by a D-man, and so far he has the fastest speed of any player in any burst of speed at 24.56 miles an hour. Pius Suter broke his own total points count, and he's now at 43 points. Previously thought to have never been able to hit 20 goals, he is now at 22. Kiefer Sherwood smashed the NHL record in hits, and he is currently at 441. The next highest leader is at 290. He also scored his first hat trick, that in which was a game that I was in the arena to watch live, by the way. And then you have Kevin Lankinen, who played a career high in starts and earned a career high in wins, currently at 24. He set an NHL record with the longest road win streak of 10-0. This user then talks about the AHL call-ups being a beacon of hope. We got first-time goals from Artyom Baines, Elias Pettersson, Linus Karlsson, and Jonathan Lekkerimäki, not to mention Max Sasson. And then there was another note about this tumultuous season. Just about all of our players will not have played the full season this year due to injuries, so to have stayed alive this far vying for a playoff spot still is nothing short of incredible. I, for one, am proud of what they accomplished this season despite the injuries and the drama, and know there is an even higher ceiling that they can hit. I still believe in them and look forward to the future. So, positivity, right? There is a good amount of flavor in this conversation on Reddit as to some of the things that you can look at and be happy for. Quinn Hughes, record-breaking assist for defenseman by a Vancouver Canuck guy. Super impressive. The fact that he is so close to breaking Alexander Edler's record is also pretty notable, considering the fact that Hughes has done it in a magnitude fewer games compared to Edler. But I will say, some of these talking points are not really too prideful, I think. Like, okay, Quinn Hughes had the highest skating speed out of any player. Is that something Canucks fans are going to be proud about? Like, oh yeah, I'm so proud of my guy Hughes. He skated fast. Yay. Maybe I'm being too cynical. Am I being too cynical? Maybe. Pius Suter had a great year, all things considered. Kiefer Sherwood, fantastic year in terms of the physicality and the fact that he's able to score a whole bunch of goals and get points. I think some of these players provided so much more value than we would have ever expected, Pius Suter and Sherwood especially. And then you also have Kevin Lankinen, who came out of nowhere to sign a contract with the Vancouver Canucks in a starting opportunity, beating out Artur Silayev and having the great first half of the year that he did. There were enough good things happening with this Vancouver Canucks team in the first half of the season that you can say fans can be proud of. The fact that Quinn Hughes had a season that was honestly Norris caliber had he just been healthy for the full season also is indicative of that fact. He would have had 90-something plus points again if he just played the whole year. But you also have to think about what he showed off towards the end of the season after coming back from injury. He wasn't really fully himself, I would say. but also he was getting overworked like crazy, 30-plus minute games, and he would be given all the tough minutes, and he would overextend his time on the ice. That St. Louis game comes to mind where Quinn Hughes was just kind of going out there trying to do everything by himself. It was almost selfish in a way, how he would refuse to pass the puck and just try to shoot it himself all the time. I don't know if I'd say that I'm proud of the guy for doing that, but I do think that he is reaching a level that we didn't really know was there last year when he won the Norris. He's better this year compared to back then. Those three guys stand out in a very good way. I think you could also talk about the younger dudes, Baines, Pettersson, Linus Karlsson, Lekaramaki, Sasson. Some of these guys probably shouldn't be playing AHL games next year. Even Aatu Ratu, you could say, is also in that. And the note about the injuries too, the fact that all of the Vancouver Canucks core guys got injured this year at some point or another. Okay, Miller, did he get injured or did he just leave? Whatever. Let's dive into the comment section and read what some fans are saying about this post. Of course, the entire soul of the post is, yeah, I'm happy to have been able to watch this team and I'm proud of what they accomplished. One of the top comments says, yeah, the grim life and times of being a Canucks fan. Yikes. I'm trying to focus on the positives too. Just kind of glad that it's over though. Yeah, unlucky season of injuries and drama. This year needs to close and we can hope for the playoffs next year with a better, healthy, more positive team. There also was a thread here that I think it's important to go out there and read. I'm at two minds where I want to be positive/hopeful and look forward to the future. But I'm also tired of moral victories when we went into the season expecting to be cup contenders. We should be in the window now. Only the fans thought that the Vancouver Canucks were contenders. Management has been clear with the messaging that last year was overperformance and that they're still building towards contending. They still have a plan that's being worked towards. This season was also incredibly unlucky. The Canucks have dressed the second most players in the league this year, only behind San Jose. But also, you should say, I think the Canucks had a plan that involved two 100-point centers, and now they have none. It'll be interesting to see how they manage it, but I'm not optimistic about their chances. And now thinking about it, yeah, seeing the team go from having two 100-point caliber centers to having one of them completely fall off and the other get traded, it doesn't seem right. And I hope for Elias Pettersson's sake, he is able to come back and get another 100-point season, or maybe get 5 100-point seasons. That's all he needs, man. He just needs to get back to scoring 100 points in a year and being that guy. Having that level of dangling ability and play reading ability and finesse passing and two-way play. I don't know, Rick Tocchet's trying to reprogram his brain. So everything's changing, but still, if Pettersson is able to come back next year, better conditioned and just more in tune with what he needs to do, hopefully he's able to live up to that contract. But even with the drama with Petey and Miller and stuff this year, there still were enough good things that I think it's reasonable to be satisfied with when it comes to the Vancouver Canucks. We know what Kevin Lankinen is capable of when you give this guy rest and he's not being forced to play into the ground. We know Pius Suter just had a career year, just exploding offensively for him. Kiefer Sherwood exploded physically and offensively. And there are a bunch of younger guys that are looking to potentially do some damage next year too. Victor Mancini, Elias Pettersson, Tom Willander, that's half a decor right there that could realistically fight for NHL minutes next season. That's pretty good. And then you have yourselves the potential return of Elias Pettersson with more extended workouts and better conditioning and whatever Vancouver decides to do in the offseason, spending the money that they would have otherwise spent on Brock Besser, assuming that he leaves. If it's a Nick Ehlers or a Sam Bennett or whomever else that comes over, we'll see how they mesh under Rick Tocchet and his style. But for now, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about this actually positive Vancouver Canucks video, and how there are some really good things that we can cheer for and that we can celebrate as Vancouver Canucks fans. What are your thoughts on some of these talking points? Do you agree or disagree with the post on Reddit? Let me know in the comments all your opinions. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.